Hello, my name is Theresa Cry, and I am submitting my video for Dr. Hall's Educational Leadership course at Hampton University. My paper was about being a college president and everything that it entails as far as being a leader. The first thing that a president or any leader should understand is what it means to lead. There is a difference between being a leader and a manager. A leader has vision, and a manager simply implements tasks in order to accomplish the vision. It is so important that these tasks are separate. As a leader, it is my responsibility to have vision for my constituents. Also, I believe as a leader, it is important to have vision for yourself. If your personal vision does not line up with the vision of your institution, then there's a conflict and you may not need to be at that particular place. Also, when having a vision, it is important to look globally at what you're trying to accomplish at your institution. Your vision should stretch beyond your local community and state and look at the global landscape that is ahead. Given these tough economic times, it is important that we train our students on how to become diverse leaders and to understand others. That is another core value that any leader should have: diversity. Diversity training is something that should be enacted from the leader. It is a top-down management style. If your leader does not convey how important it is to have diversity training, then others will not follow. It's like we say about our students all the time. If it's optional, they're not going to do it. But if it's mandatory, then they will. We know that teachers have a requirement to have diversity training on a K through 12 level. So why is it that higher education should be any different? As leaders in higher education, we encounter students from all over the world, and we must be able to understand them, understand their culture, and know that diversity has more to do with social economic background than it does our race and color. Oftentimes we get so wrapped up in what a person looks like that we don't try to understand them and know that they bring a unique perspective to our institutions. I think that diversity training should be at the top of the list for any leader, regardless of the institution or the background that they come from. I learned as a Midwesterner that there was Southern culture that I needed to understand moving to North Carolina. I needed to know that people don't move at such a rapid pace like I was used to. And also, where I came from, it was important that you gave respect to leaders just because of their title, not necessarily because of the things that they accomplish. I learned that lesson the hard way here, that my title did not necessarily mean that people were going to respect me or give me the level of respect that I deserved. I had to get buy-in from my constituents, and I'm still working hard every day to overcome the barriers that come between myself and my colleagues. Oftentimes, people look at me and see a young person, a person of color, or a female, and simply dismiss my thoughts and my knowledge. And that is something that we all have to accomplish, and that is overcoming the barriers and challenges of how we look and where we're from in order to gain buy-in. Another thing that a great leader must possess is support. Not just support from your inner circle, which is very important in order to get those tasks accomplished, but also to support your faculty and staff. If they don't believe they have your support, then how will they accomplish the things necessary for your institution to grow? Now, let's not get it confused. Support does not mean always agreeing. It means knowing your role. It means being able to have open dialogue about what we're going to accomplish and how we're going to go about it. So, knowing that, knowing who you are, and having a great attitude will make you a great leader. One of the video clips that we watched in the course was Remember the Titans. While I've seen this movie several times and heard this particular line in every scenario when I watched the movie, it did not resonate with me until this last time watching it. The scene that I'm referring to is when the captain is confronted about leadership. The line simply says, attitude reflects leadership. If you seem to have an attitude that you don't care about what's going on with your faculty or staff, you are always looking at the world as a half-empty scenario, then that is what you will get back from those around you. Advertisement is so important, and attitude reflects that. Word of mouth is the greatest advertisement that any of us have. And so if your attitude is negative, then that is the word of mouth that will be out there. Negative publicity does not work well in higher education. Students have a multitude of options, especially in the community college system. Here in North Carolina, we have 58. And so we need to have good attitudes and have a good reputation in order to get students to come to our institution. So as a leader, you must have vision, you must support your faculty and staff, you must train them about the importance of diversity, and you must have a great attitude. My name is Theresa Cry, and I approve this message.